I hope you're staying with me, and I hope you're taking some of this in because I'm throwing loads of information at you. So light heavyweight has got 3 matchups in the top 15. We've got the former champion Jan Blachowicz, currently ranked number 1, taking on Alexander Rakic, who's ranked number 3. We have Thiago Santos taking on Magomed Ankalaev, who is the scary dude in the division. And then we have Johnny Walker at number 10 taking on Jamal Hill at number 12. So a few guys scattered around in the division that aren't matched yet. It seems obvious that Glover Teixeira is going to get Yuri Prochazka next. Prochazka's 28th, 3-1 on a 12-fight win streak. Glover Teixeira is on a 6-fight win streak. Not yet defended his belt, but they're the only 2 guys in the top 5 that are on a decent win streak. The next one is Anthony Smith at 3. So Prochazka, I feel like, even though he's only had 2 fights in the UFC, has positioned himself quite clearly for a title shot. So that's the obvious one that makes sense for me. As I move down the division, at number 7 and number 8, we have Dominic Reyes and Volcanoes Demir. Now, they fought once before. It was a split decision to Reyes, and it was a controversial one. A lot of people argued that Özdemir won it. They've both coming off a loss. Reyes lost with the knockout loss to Prochazka, and Özdemir with his loss to Ankalaev. It would make sense for those 2 guys to rematch, just because we need a win on one of their records. There's a bit of history there, a bit of controversy there. It would make sense to make that matchup once more. Dominic Reyes is above him, so he is the one that's taking the risk, but he is in a position where he needs to, unfortunately, picking up, he's on a bit of a losing streak at the moment. So, facing someone that he's already beaten, in his head, he might feel like he can do it better, get rid of the controversy, and get back in the win column. And same thing for Özdemir. I think he's alternating wins and losses at the moment. He's right up there, but he's not quite. And, Dominic Reyes is the next obvious step. Okay. Underneath that, we have Nikita Krylov. I think he's a dangerous fight for anybody in this division. I think he's a very skilled individual. But the matchup I'm going to make out of the remaining unmatched people is number 11, Paul Craig, on a 3-fight win streak after that the floppy arm elbows against Jamal Hill. I'd like to see him take on Anthony Smith at number 4. Now, I know that is a bit of a jump, and there's not really a reason for Anthony Smith to take that fight, but Smith's been up to the top, not quite managed it, and fell back down again. He's in this bit of a holding pattern now where he needs to keep adding wins to his record before he starts looking up the rankings. And I think someone like Paul Craig is a fight that Anthony Smith will take. He'll feel like he can probably beat him in the striking range and is comparable with jiu-jitsu. So I think that's a really interesting matchup for Anthony Smith to consider. On Paul Craig's part, he was matched up with Gustafsson, and that was a golden ticket fight. A win there really puts him in a strong position to call for title shots and super fights and all kinds of things. That fight didn't happen. So to then offer him someone like an Anthony Smith, that would be a good consolation opportunity. It was a very, very difficult fight, don't get me wrong. But Paul Craig could have just as difficult a fight against Nikita Krylov, in my opinion. So I'd like to see him get the opportunity to have that jump up the rankings and take on Anthony Smith. But as I said, there's loads of movement in this division. I think, we've got 3 matchups to be had, and we've got a few guys that are unmatched. So I think we're going to see some new matchups coming up in the new year. But I would love to see Reyes Özdemir rematch, and I'd love to see Paul Craig get that opportunity against Anthony Smith. Okay,